I would like to welcome His Royal Highness Prince Zain Al Hashamite and Abdelwahab طبيشات, who are demonstrating every day that men are just as integral in fighting for gender equality as women are. It is of great importance to me and to my female colleagues that we know there are boys and men who hear our voices and who are fighting for change alongside us. And the Prince will be discussing the movement he founded called Y4X.
At this time, I would like to introduce my colleague, Abdulwahab طبيشات, an inspiring dentist from Jordan.
Your Royal Highness, Prince Zain, thank you very much for the introduction. Your Highness and I are the only Y chromosomes on the panel of the opening segment. Women and girls in science are now the leaders, and we, the Y chromosomes, follow their steps with the pride and honor for a peace, prosperity, and sustainable development. It gives me a great pleasure to be one of the supporters of Y4X initiative for equality and parity in sciences. And it is also an honor to share with all of you my vision as Razit's youth representative to the United Nations, as Her Royal Highness Princess Nasreen Hashemi designated me the past few weeks. The theme of this year's event is about investment in women and girls in science for inclusive green growth. There are many distinguished guests from the world of business and finance attending the 4th International Day of Women and Girls in Science. As an aspiring dental student, I hope that your presence here will give you an opportunity to think how to prepare the next generations, girls and boys, to meet the challenges of the world, which indeed has a great impact on the development of your businesses. The investment in women and girls in science is a commitment to service not only our X chromosomes, colleagues and friends, but the society as a whole to thrive. New industries such as biotechnology, telecommunications, and e-commerce grew out of scientific and engineering innovation. And the vast majority of those advances were begun and nurtured in research universities. Such scientific and innovation progress has depended upon the young females and males whose energy, curiosity, and adaptability have made it the envy of the world. The main question raised here is how you can energize and employ your corporate or institution for a brighter economic future of a society. While people are talking about from larger and more targeted investments in basic research to greater incentives for private sector research and development, but none is more important in my view than their call for a transformation in the teaching of sciences in schools. And also a new commitment to attracting the girls and boys equally to sciences and engineering in college and beyond. There are many studies conducted by Rازيت scholars indicate that the sciences which inspired all generations to reach for the stars are losing their attraction for many youth, girls and boys equally. In schools and even in universities, there have never been so many fascinating questions to explore and so many marvelous things to build. What then can be done to prevail on us? Young generations to embrace the wonders of science and engineering? Clearly, the focal point of any effort must be in primary and secondary education, where an inadequate funding, uninspiring curriculum, and undertrained teachers exact a heavy toll. To attract girls and boys equally to science, you have to improve the way you teach science. Here are some of my suggestions to you. Firstly, understand what motivates youth and children, females and males, to become scientists. I hope that you as policymakers or business people will introduce us science students to the big question that you are currently trying to solve. Just invert the pyramid and begin with big ideas, and then give us the opportunity to help you in solving the questions behind it. I further hope that policymakers at the United Nations and its agencies, as well as governments, will break down the artificial barriers that separate one scientific discipline from another. Successful environmental remediation will need hydrologists, civil engineers, geoscientists, chemists, and others to work alongside with the economists. This is what should be called integrated science, social and applied. Finally, science education is not simply about creating scientists and engineers. It is also about instilling a comprehension of the scientific method in those who will never oversee a laboratory, and giving them a full appreciation of the transformative role of sciences and technology in daily life. Without well-informed policymakers and a discriminating public, the scientific progress will be slowed or misdirected to everyone's detriment. I will leave you with a quote for King Faisal I of Iraq, who said, "The future of a nation is in the hands of its scholars and teachers. So let's invest in teachers and scholars for inclusive green growth." And as Her Royal Highness said, Happy International Day for Women and Girls in Science. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Royal Highness, Prince Zain Al Hashamite, and thank you, Abdelwahab Tabeishat. You both highlighted the importance of teachers, and I think that teachers are so significant, whatever form they take on, whether a traditional teacher in a classroom, a mentor outside of a classroom, a friend, a parent, a colleague. Teachers are what inspire us to move forward and to pursue our passions. I think that we do really need to recognize teachers and to understand that the wisdom that a teacher imparts upon his or her students is what will inspire that student to move forward and pursue their own passions. So thank you to all teachers everywhere.